Hello, in our Parashat Shelach Lecha, we read of the tragic story of Chet HaMeraglim. And at the end of the story, Hashem tells Moshe, Machar pnu s'u lachem hamidbar derech Yam Suf. So he's telling them, instead of continuing to Eretz Israel, you should go to the desert, derech Yam Suf, next to Yam Suf, and the path leading to Yam Suf, something like that. So we can understand this as a geographical statement, telling them now we're going around in circles and it'll take us 40 years, so there's no reason to continue going straight, but change your direction. Rashi makes sure to tell us that pnu, turn, means here le'achorichem, go backwards. And I think that maybe we can read these psukim not only as telling us the geographical way that Am Yisrael were walking through, but more as a metaphorical issue. Am Yisrael left Egypt, got the Torah, crossed Yam Suf, got the Torah, and now they're about to get into Eretz Yisrael, and now they have the story with the Meraglim. So we can read what's happening now was a punishment. You should walk 40 years in the desert. But we could also read it not only as a punishment, but we can read it as maybe this is telling us you have to do rewind or a reset. You have to go back to Yam Suf. Start again. Go back to Yam Suf. Remember, even if they don't go physically to Yam Suf, the fact that it's called Derech Yam Suf is telling Am Yisrael, remind yourself of what you saw in Yam Suf, the great miracles that Hashem did on Yam Suf. Remember that Hashem yilachem lachem v'atem tacharishun, that your battles are dependent on Hashem, that your strength is dependent on Hashem. You have to strengthen your bitachon. Walking now in the desert for 40 years is going back to where we have been and to continue this gradual educational process in which Am Yisrael, Be'ezrat Hashem, will develop at the end of these 40 years into a nation that can actually enter Eretz Yisrael, that will enter Eretz Yisrael with enough bitachon, with enough emunah, having faith in Hashem and trust in Hashem to know that they can actually cope with all the troubles that are going to that they're going to meet in Eretz Yisrael. Go back to Yam Suf and remember all those important lessons that you learned then. And now we have 40 years of actually bringing these, understanding these lessons, of really internalizing them until we get into Eretz Yisrael when we are completely prepared for that. Shabbat Shalom.